Arsenal entertained Brentford, and that score ended 1-1. Arsenal have dropped points yet again. And Ivan Toney, a clip needs to be dropped right now. Bro, Ivan Toney gave Saliba a torrid time.
He's
Absolute,
definitely having nightmares.
bro,
Yeah.
physically bullied him. Even tactically, bro, movement. He just destroyed that. Do you know who he reminded me of? You remember Drogba when he used to terrorize Arsenal? Bro, that
Mm.
performance he had yesterday reminded me exactly of Didier Drogba. Just phenomenal. I think that he's got now 14 goals in the Premier League. And that's,
Preseason.
yeah, I think only Harry Kane and Haaland have more goals
Mm.
than this man. Well, he's an absolutely sensational form.
Yeah.
Questions need to be asked now. Like, he's is he much better than is how what question should I ask? Should he move?
Careful.
Yeah, should he move from Brentford to a bigger club? Do you
Oh,
think
bro, listen,
in that stature now?
bro, listen. I've been telling you that I would love that guy at Man United. He is a complete forward. When I saw that game, yeah, obviously physically he ran Saliba ragged, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's not just that aspect of his game. It's the hold up play. It's the winning of the like man. I got it here like 20 duels.
yeah,
He won 17 of them. Yeah. And 12 of them early. He won them. He
mm-hmm.
was everywhere. He
Yeah,
was crossing in from the wing, yeah, to try and create a chance. You know, he was causing so much havoc, running in behind,
yeah.
creating
Flicking
chance for
balls
others.
over. Yeah,
He is a complete forward. He is
yeah,
a great player, and my goodness, I
he
would
should
love
have.
him at Man United.
Yeah,
I would love him at Man United, man.
he should have scored more goals. To be fair, in the first
Oof,
half, bro, when he hit the, I
yeah,
thought that was going in, but
Pogba
yeah. But yeah, an absolutely sensational performance by Ivan Toney. Now,
played well.
he wasn't the only one that caused them problems. And Buemo, bro, causing absolute havoc.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
he was very dangerous. Them two as a pair is quite frightening, you know. It's quite frightening.
And it's shown that's why they're unbeaten in 10. You know,
Yeah.
they're unbeaten on speeds for assault, so they are a good side. And you know, I thought Arsenal would win the game, but I shouldn't have probably disrespected them. You know, like that. You know, they played really well. I think all in all, obviously we're going to talk about other key points
Mm-hmm.
regarding this game. I think they more than deserved the draw
Yeah.
because there was, especially the first half, there was the better side. Obviously, Arsenal grew into it in the second half, and Saka became more influential. I think Trossard coming on as well, it changed the dynamics of the game. But I think all in all, when you look at that game, I think that was about the fair result. I think they deserved the draw. Yeah.
Why do you think Arsenal are having this blip at the moment? Is it because they've won so much, and you know every team has a blip at some point? But what
Yeah.
is it? What is it that is making them, you know? Because this is the second game in a row now where they haven't been at it. You know, they're not the Arsenal that we have expected to see from the first game onwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is making them lose? Is it tiredness?
It's different things, right? When you go through a season, it's impossible to play well for every single game. You know, it's impossible. When you think back to our years when we was dominant under Fergie, we had some games where we played absolutely awful. And we'll do what? We'll get a 1-0 win, or we'll be losing, and we'll get an equalizer, and these things happen in the season, their level has been incredibly high. It's hard to keep that and sustain that for the whole season. There will be little peaks and bounds where they will drop off a little bit, but I don't think they're like falling off the cliff or anything like that. I just think it's one of those phases now where they're dropping some points, but they need to obviously make sure that they limit the damage as much as possible. I think they still played all right. I think they could have definitely come up more in the first half, but I think second half they grew into the game. I think that Brentford obviously didn't allow them to be comfortable. That also comes into it too. But I think all in all, I don't think it was a bad game from Arsenal. They definitely grew into the second half, and obviously they're gonna feel hard done by. And if that was me, I would be pissed off with what VAR done to them as well. But I still don't think they need to be in any type of panic, because I think that midweek game coming up is actually going to be the perfect chance for them to really snap out of this, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, man, I think they're still in a pretty good position. So, yeah.
Now, you've mentioned it, and I have said I don't like it, but VAR has really shagged Arsenal. Now, I'm not complaining, you get me, but if I was an Arsenal fan, I would be absolutely fuming, bro. How has Lee Mason missed that? And it's not just one error, it's two. Two offsides, bro. And I think because he took so long in his first decision, he missed the second one, which led to the goal. Like, bro, I've told you before, VAR needs to be cancelled. I would rather human error than, obviously, we can't actually blame VAR because that's computers. It's the officials behind it. The officials have been absolutely shocking. And the funny thing is, it's not even about the Arsenal game. It's the whole weekend, bro, of just shambolic decisions. What is going on? Is it corruption? What is going on?
Bro, well, if it's corruption, then everyone is paying the price then. Because Arsenal, obviously, like, listen, I'm always going to be objective, right? That was an absolute joke, honestly. There was two things that stood out to me, yeah. In the first phase of play, when they put the ball in, Pinnock here was offside.
Yeah.
First phase, yeah. In the second phase of play, Norgard was also offside. He was literally involved in the play before the cross got put in for Toney to head the ball in. It was two occasions here where I don't know how they don't see it. It was clear as day. I don't get it.
Yeah.
If I was an Arsenal fan, I would be fuming.
Yeah.
I know they didn't play the best, but my goodness, that has essentially cost them 3 points.
Yeah.
It's an absolute, it's disgusting, man.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. I can't believe it.
Now, looking back at the game, yeah, I know you said it's a disgusting decision, but has it weighed itself out? Because there was a chance where Mbeumo scored a goal and they said it was a foul. Now, for me, that was not a foul.
That was not a foul.
That was not a foul. So technically, all in all, it kind of weighed it out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Even out, definitely.
Evened out.
Even out.
Still, go for it.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's still a disgusting decision. I'm not denying that, but Arsenal they can't say, you know what, they deserved that win. Yeah, bro.
No, I think Brentford were good value for the draw, 100%. I think obviously if that foul wasn't given, I think the dynamics of the game would have been different as well, because Brentford being ahead to Arsenal being ahead would have been two different things. But I think all in all, like, obviously you don't want these things to happen, but even that in the end, because I don't think that was a foul for the Brentford Slot goal. And I think that the Toney goal, shouldn't have stood, because there was two different people that was offside, and they've literally gone to review it, and somehow
I don't know how
you can't make this stuff up, man.
It's absolutely
you can't make it up,
madness.
honestly, even if you try.
Yeah, absolutely madness. Now, Trossard scored Arsenal's first goal. Martinelli, bro. Now, he has had a couple weeks of just being quiet. And Trossard has now come in and has put an impact. Yeah, hit the ground running. Now, if you was an Arsenal fan, would you drop Martinelli? I feel sympathy for him because obviously his all-round game is really good. But for me, he's missing Jesus. I think Jesus is the link. When Jesus was there, Martinelli was firing because they were doing their little 1-2 give and go. You know, Jesus was linking up other players, allowing players like Martinelli to have his freedom. Now that Jesus is not there, bro, they have Nketiah. Don't get me wrong, Nketiah is doing well, but he is more of a in-the-box type of striker, you know, and Martinelli's kind of suffering from that.
I'll tell you one thing right now, yeah. It's no coincidence when Jesus went out, Martinelli, his form's dipped a little bit. Jesus, he's everywhere, right? He can go right, he can stay in the center, and he comes left. He comes to Martinelli's side, which means that defenders can't double up on him, you know? And the problem is Nketiah is not really that kind of player that will actually go to that side, yeah, to support him. Martinelli's not getting support. And sometimes Arsenal are passing the ball a bit too slow. By the time the ball gets to him, the right back and the right mid have more than enough time to go and double team him. Yeah. And listen, no matter how good you are, when you're getting defended by two players against one, it's going to be very difficult for you to impact the game. And I think that Jesus' injury, now we can see more than ever how much he's missed because he was the key. He would always drift left. So even if they tried to double Martinelli, guess what? Jesus is running in behind now. Yeah. That creates that overload, you know. But now he's not been there. It's obviously like, you know, shown up a bit more. Yeah. But whereas Saka, for example, he's fine because he just creates his own anyway. But Nketiah, I feel like also naturally drifts more towards his side as well. So that kind of like not hindered Saka's form this season. Yeah. But in terms of Martinelli, Jesus being out definitely has impacted him a lot.
Yeah. More so, bro. Saka is also he's getting help as well from Benny Blanco. You know, he's always running past him to receive the ball, or do you know what I'm saying? Whereas Zinchenko, he's more of an inverted left back, so he drifts off into the center, so he's not running in behind also. So, you know, Martinelli has basically two options. He either beats his defenders,
double team,
or he comes back and then try and find another way to create, maybe pass to an Odegaard, or you know, but nah, it's he's suffering right now. So
and one thing I will say, sorry to jump in before I forget this point. One thing I will say is in terms of Zinchenko and the help he gives Martinelli, I think Toney is someone who would probably like run in behind more, which will give Martinelli that freedom to kind of like have the options to assess whether to go one-on-one now or pass it in behind for Toney to make the run in behind the defense, basically. Now, Zinchenko, obviously, he's doing what Arteta wants, right? And I can't critique Arteta because they're having a fantastic season. But I think there's something has to be said for maybe a bit of a tactical change where either Toney maybe comes in, but obviously that then spoils the overload they normally have in midfield with Zinchenko joining in, or Zinchenko has to adapt a little bit to try to make that little run in behind so that Martinelli can be freed up a little bit. Because right now, Martinelli is being bogged down by being double teamed, basically, and he's not being able to express himself and really show what he's truly capable of. So, yes, it's something that Arteta definitely has to consider going forward until obviously Jesus comes back.
Yeah. What I found funny, bro, is there are some Arsenal fans on their Snapchat saying already, not giving him any time Nketiah out. Now, bro.
Really?
Well,
Boy,
Nketiah. Bro,
that is wild, man. That's prison of the
absolutely.
moment. But
I
listen,
don't
we know
understand
football fans
Arsenal
are
fans.
fickle, right?
Yeah.
So they're not gonna remember like the important goals he was scoring. But yeah, I think that's crazy to say that, man.
Yeah.
He's fielded admirably for Jesus since he's been injured. So I'm not an Arsenal fan, but you can't really say that. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But that's 2 games now when Nketiah hasn't fired. So
Yeah. Oh, one
their
more thing I want to touch on, by the
defense.
way.
Yeah, go for it.
Quick one. Did you see the thing about Ivan Toney getting racist abuse again?
Yeah. It's absolutely disgusting. Why?
Like
Why is there
what we
so much
doing?
hate? Yeah.
It pisses me off because they're doing the knee, yeah, right? Okay, cool, fair enough. But what is really being done, yeah, to protect these players, especially the black players, because they're the ones getting racist abuse all the time. Okay, cool, he was offside, but my man scores a goal. It's not his fault that VAR are
It's not his
useless.
fault.
Why are
They
you
should be
assaulting him
cussing the
based on his skin color?
referees. Yeah. Why
Ridiculous, man.
they should be
Honestly,
cussing the referees, not him.
it's ridiculous, man. It's
Like
so
he made
shameful,
yeah.
honestly.
Will this ever change? Because this is now it keeps happening. It doesn't matter what campaigns are going on. It doesn't matter, bro. It just keeps happening. And this is why I don't understand. Like, it's sad, man. It's absolutely sad that this is happening. I know football is passionate, but come on. Grow up. Do you know what I mean? Grow up.